this as quick as I can because I just got out of the gym and I'm very tired. HIIT classes. Matter of fact, I might upload a video or two that I've been working out in. But I need to talk about this now because we're not a democracy, or as the Republican Party wants to call it, a constitutional republic any longer. In case you don't know by now, 6 of the Supreme Court justices have delivered the ruling we've been waiting months for, saying that Donald Trump is above the law. Almost. I'll explain that later, but they say he has immunity for any official acts. Now, I'll explain that official in a few moments too. But I need everyone to understand what this means. Donald Trump, as disastrous as his presidency was, it could have been a lot worse, a whole lot worse. And honestly, considering the fact that this guy has already used terms like bloodbath if he loses, and if he wins, he's going to be their supporters' redemption. I'm sorry, not redemption, but retribution, and that he wants to be a dictator. We pretty much know what that second Donald Trump the Donald Trump administration, the second Donald Trump regime is going to be like. We already know what's coming. But in all seriousness, pretty much the vote in the Supreme Court was 6-3, and I think we already know who the 6 judges are who pretty much gave Donald Trump the title of God. In his particular case, Donald Trump, being God, can do whatever he wants, can say whatever he wants, can kill anyone he wants, and he'll still be present. It'll be under the umbrella of official acts. Again, I'll explain that in a few moments. But the 6 the 6 MAGA justices of the Supreme Court, and we already know who they are. In case you don't know, they're the photos up there. These guys have given Donald Trump the title of God. He can't be prosecuted for anything. He can't be held responsible for anything. But here's the thing about this whole situation. Donald Trump was let loose and given immunity for official acts. There's the opening that Jack Smith and Judge Churkin need to prosecute Donald Trump. Official acts. Now, Donald Trump can't be prosecuted for anything he did officially as President of the United States. However, on January 6, 2021, when the House and Senate was there in the Capitol, pretty much rubber stamping Donald Trump being ousted as president through the election, and Joe Biden installed as president, on that day, Donald Trump was not acting officially as president of the United States. He was acting like a sore loser of an election, and there was the opening right there. He wasn't acting as president of the United States. He was acting as a candidate for the office he lost. Was he still president of the United States at that time? Yes, he was. But he was not acting as president of the United States. You see, and here's the thing. Barring that, even if Donald Trump's attorneys say that he was acting as president officially in actions in official capacity as president, he's still screwed. Because right now, if Joe Biden were the vindictive SOB that the Republican Party and the MAGA and every conservative outlet is trying to make him into, if I'm Joe Biden, and I'm a vindictive son of a bitch, I'll just say it right now. I'm vindictive. I am vindictive 100%. Heaven forgive me, God forgive me, I'm vindictive when it comes to something like this. You just gave me the opening. The Supreme Court, you 6 idiots. You just gave me the opening to do whatever I want. Oh yes, and I'm gonna do whatever I want. Although I will say that I'm still a firm believer in our United States Constitution, I'm gonna do whatever I want, and I'm gonna have some fun with it. Oh yes, oh yeah. And I'm not going as far as Donald Trump's lawyers went during this whole thing, saying that a president can order SEAL Team 6 to kill his political opponent. I'm not going that far. No, no, no. Make no mistake about that, because I already know that some right-wing idiot out there is making up lies about me, and I'll get to that in a few minutes, and your ass is mine when I get to you. But I'm not ordering anyone to kill my presidential opponents, my political opponents, excuse me, or my political rivals, or anyone at Fox News for that matter, or anyone at One American News, or Newsmax. I'm not going to send Steve Bannon to jail. Actually, Steve Bannon is in jail, isn't he? I completely forgot. Steve Bannon is going to prison. I forget his prison number, but pretend this is Oz. Prison number 77SB3375. Steve Bannon. Charges, contempt of Congress. Sentence, 4 months in jail. Anyway, I'm not going to do any of those things, but what I'm going to do, if I were the president, I'm going to expand the Supreme Court. I'm going to expand the investigations on Donald Trump. Although as President Biden kept his nose out of it, I'm going to make sure the DOJ rips him to shreds. You opened a very bad door, Supreme Court. Let me rephrase that. You opened a very bad door, MAGA members of the Supreme Court. And there is no closing it now. Now, again, Biden's not the vindictive SOB that I would be. But here's the thing I think everyone needs to pay attention to. Donald Trump is. The election is still happening, and Donald Trump is obviously going to be the Republican nominee for the presidency. And unfortunately, with this situation, Donald Trump supporters are doing cartwheels. They're doing backflips over what's going on. The internet is completely aghast with everything that's going on here. And Donald Trump is, of course, on Truth Social doing backflips if he can do backflips without breaking his little back or breaking his fat ass stomach or breaking his fat ass for that matter. Anyway, if Donald Trump gets back in office, there is no telling what this guy will do. Now that the Supreme Court, the MAGA Supreme Court, has given him carte blanche to do whatever he wants, there is no telling what that monster is going to do. Now, the fact is this. Share this video. Show up in droves to the party place. Take off work if you have to. Hell, quit your job if you have to. But Donald Trump cannot be allowed back into office. Because after this, there is no telling what this guy is going to do. There's no telling where he'll stop. And frankly, his followers will follow him to the gates of oblivion. And they'll take a lot of innocent people with them. Make no mistake about that. He will. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I close out this video, again, it's happening. The MAGA on Twitter are posting lies about me and using fake accounts, either mimicking me or mimicking members of my family like this guy, saying that I pee all over the American flag, which I did not, which I will never do. And I support ISIS, which I don't, which I never will do. Now, I'm a big boy. I can take the personal jabs at me. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm 40 years old, for God's sakes. I'm a grown-up. I mean, I can take the fact that the MAGA doesn't like me and the MAGA would like to see me dead, that the MAGA has probably got me on a list of people they want to arrest or execute if and when Donald Trump takes power. I get it. I'm a big boy. I can take the punches. But don't ever think for 1 second I'm going to stand by and let you defame my name, defame my family's name, and defame my family itself. And don't you think for 1 fucking second that I will allow you to think the fact that I ever will defame my country, its flag, and its constitution. You're talking a man whose father, whose grandfathers, whose uncles served in the United States military. I grew up respecting the flag and our armed forces. Now, I didn't get a chance to serve because of illness, but I honor everyone who wears this country's colors. And for this asshole to fake an account, to fake my face, to say that that he's my father, I would love to say what I would love to do to them, but YouTube rules and all that kind of stuff, I can't, and I won't. But you crossed the line with me when you decided to say that I would ever disrespect my country, disrespect my flag, a flag. And you know what? Everyone knows me. I work with law enforcement in this country. I won't give the details, but every single day before I get into my office or when I leave, I salute the American flag whether I'm 5 feet from it or 50 feet from it or 100 yards from it. That flag is sacred. And for you to think, and for these MAGA idiots on Twitter to think that I would ever disrespect it that way, let's just say I'd like to meet you to meet two groups of people. The Marine Corps and the 82nd Airborne. Don't fuck with me on that. And don't you ever think that because you're servants of Donald Trump, that you will ever insult me, my family, or my country. Don't think Donald Trump gives you a free pass to do any of that shit. Don't fuck with me. And as for this idiot who wants to fake that he's my father, using facial software to put a beard, superimpose a beard over my face, over my photo, well, let's just say you're too much of a coward to face me. And I'll just leave it at that. But this is a win-lose day for us right now as Americans. A lose that the Supreme Court gave carte blanche to Donald Trump if he ever gets back in the office. And don't think for 1 second he won't use it. And a win that Joe Biden can't be prosecuted for anything he's done officially, nor can he be held accountable for anything he does do in the final days before the 2024 election. You have no idea what you Republicans are celebrating. And you definitely don't have any idea what could possibly happen next because of your stupidity. You put this all on yourselves. And as for my fellow Americans out there, the ones who believe in justice, the law, freedom, all the things that make this country great, all the good things this country needs to fix, show up at the election between now and November 5th. Get your friends and family to vote. This could be the last election that the United States of America could ever have. And if Donald Trump gets back in office, there's no telling what could possibly happen. to you, to me, to anyone. Share this video, please. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.